Good morning, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope they're right, because it's time for the predictions video. About 18 hours ago, this Rustore appeared, the first Christmas Rustore for 2025, the December 18 Rustore. Basically, we're going to look at all the skins and try and figure out which of these skins potentially is the best investment for this week, which of these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. So sit back, relax. I'm going to start yapping. So, Christmas skins. You could go look at previous predictions videos from previous Christmas Rustores. Hedge always says this. Inevitably, by default, all of these skins very likely just go down in price pretty quickly. Well, it'd be out of season, wouldn't it? Are people going to want to wear Christmas skins in March, in June, in August? Well. In most instances, no, but some of these skins, they actually are quite special. But by default, you're going to see these Christmas skins go down in price, and you're going to see them reach a low price point around the end of March to the beginning of April. This happens a lot, and I've got a nice example. So, as you can see here with the Gingerbread Bear Rug, this was accepted back in Christmas 2023. A very nice looking design, quite tasty, but all we got to do is just look at its sales history. So look at this, and you'll notice a pattern. So immediately it went down in price. Oh no, what happened? Well, it's out of season. It reaches a low point around March, April time. But from there, people start anticipating. So from April time to the next December, which was last year's Christmas 2024, it rises, it rises, it rises, it rises, and it peaks November to December time. This is what we're expecting pretty much of all the Christmas skins that we have today. Now you can see the exact same behaviour again, because after that Christmas, it goes back down in price again. Oh no. So it drops off, kind of reaches its low point actually around February time in this instance, drops again around April, and then rises, 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 and, well, peaks again November, December time. So this behaviour, it basically happens every year. Christmas skins can be very nice investments, but you have to approach it in a specific way. You've got to wait either with your local builders or wait until March and April, look at the skins, then start grabbing. But here's another thing. Not every single skin's going to return back up to its Rustore price. Let's just go back to last year's Christmas Rustores. And you'll notice only a few skins here are actually like in the positive, and the majority are in the negative. It's unfortunate, but this is to be expected, right? So inevitably, with the predictions today, you're just going to hear me say local barter, local barter, local barter. Sorry to say, but it's happened many times in the past, and it's expected to happen all over again. So I could look at the second week of last year. That did quite all right. That actually reached a higher price a good few weeks back, but now it's kind of dipped again. It's a bit awkward, but this Rustore appears to have a few more skins in the positive, I guess you could say. Only 3. But please understand, the skins that you see here, right, the ones that aren't doing very well, the ones that are still in the negative, it is to be expected. And, we'll look at the Snowman Backpack. This should be, or should have been, a lower price around March and April time. And right now, it should be a better price. That would still technically be a profit, wouldn't it? So if I could just quickly turn on my Steam Inventory Helper extension on, you can see that this is $1.34 at the moment. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Seems it was a higher price just a few days ago. But yep, as you can see over to here, it was only about just under 90 cents around the end of February. Drops again around 90 cents again around May. So it's not always perfect, March and April time, but it's around that period of time, right? So yes, this was about 90 cents. Right now, it's only up by about 40 cents, but this did reach a higher price not too long ago. In fact, it was actually kind of peaking around August. Some skins are a little bit odd, but perhaps with this specific design, a nice white backpack, people probably treated it as a nice budget white option. So, all right, not everything's like matching up to expectations perfectly, but typically, on average, it matches up to expectations. So, yep, all right then, understood. So, if we're expecting most of these skins to go down in price, which ones are looking a whole lot more reliable? First of all, I have to talk about the Gingerbread Sheet Metal Double Door. So, if I could just quickly switch over to here, yep. You need to see what this door looks like. You can see it in the thumbnail. Why on earth do I have the Bombshell Sheet Metal Double Door and Blizzard ID Sheet Metal Double Door? That was a Twitch drop. Well, it's because all of these are sheet metal double doors that glow in the dark and have transparency. Let's talk about that Bombshell Sheet Metal Double Door first. So, if I could just quickly hop over to here, type in Bombshell Sheet Look at the sheet metal double door that way. Yep, perfect. Ah, it's starting to go down in price a little bit because competition appeared. When you watch my rust rotation video, and again, just look in the description, you'll see all the chapters. You can easily skip ahead. When I've looked at this last night, it was over $12. Now, more of them have started to go lower because, of course, if you look at the brand new gingerbread double door, you'll realise, oh wow, that's got more transparency compared to this. And yet, this reached over $12. In fact, have you been a higher price in the past? Let's just quickly remind ourselves. Yes, with this previous summer, that was all the way up to about $15. So it's been higher before. But now, something a whole lot more affordable, a lot more cheaper in comparison to this, has appeared and has more transparency, and it glows ever so nicely. I mean, honestly, both the options, they're perfectly fine, but let's be real here. If you've seen the gingerbread sheet metal double door, you'd have seen for yourself that yeah, it's got more vision. So that is a very nice example to showcase how in demand these types of double doors are. But we do have a bit of a concern. How much are you likely going to sell by next Thursday? I think we've got another 5-6 hours until we get, we reach the first 24 hours of sales. That's already reached 8,500 subscribers. Now, it's not an absurd number, but it is high. As you can see here, this is clearly selling more, maybe because it's a little bit more approachable. But is everyone aware that this has like insane transparency? Is everyone aware that this glows very brightly? Perhaps when, as time goes on, people will realise it. Maybe this might end up selling quite a bit more towards the end of this week compared to these two skins. We'll keep an eye out. If I were to give you a very rough estimate, I do believe this would be, I'm pretty sure that would be reaching around 30,000 subscribers, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised. But with that amount of sales, could that still work out nicely? I'm feeling pretty confident now. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I do feel confident. But it is Christmassy. It's not like, snowmen and snow all over it, I guess. You got the icing. It looks like food. It smells nice. Would you say that is ridiculously Christmassy gimmicky? Or would you just say, no, it's fairy tales, it's gingerbread, I think we would agree it is quite Christmassy, but will people not care about that and simply use it because it's super beneficial and helpful? Yeah, I do think that will be happening. So, all right then, $2.49, and it's abnormal, right? I feel like if you want to be extra careful with investing into this, wait until next Wednesday. I could just quickly switch over to here. So last night we did the Ruskin Abnormal Barders. We looked at all the skins from the previous week. We applied logic, and we questioned, how well these skins actually do and whatnot. And basically, I know we had a sheet metal double door like literally last week, but even the porcelain sheet metal double door didn't sell that much. It looked wonderful. It's an awesome design. That looked like it was a perfectly fine thing to approach, especially when we found out the abnormal barter support. All the barders that are put down on it, they went very high. There was lots of barders. It definitely looked like it was going to retain its value. And well, after I bought 30 of them, let's just get a real quick look at that. So how's that sheet metal double door from the previous week currently doing? Porcelain. Because it could be a bit of a problem considering we just saw another sheet metal double door appear after it. But to be honest with you, that's looking very nice. Sold for $3. The barders pretty much gone all the way up to $3 almost. So here's hoping it retains that price. Give it time. I'm sure it'll improve even more so. But that only sold around 15,000. Again, let's just quickly look. Let's just go see for ourselves. So, yep, can confirm. No, just under 14,000 subscribers. So, if you were to just quickly point out, how have all the sheet metal double doors performed as of recent? I mean, honestly, the majority of them are in the positive and they are looking perfectly fine. Yes, this year we did get quite a lot of Twitch drops. That's true. But you're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing good. You're down a bit. You're down a bit. You're a Halloween skin and you're only down a bit. That's a big surprise. With last year's skins, pretty much every single skin except the Halloween gimmicky ones, they're all perfectly in the positive. So yeah, I do feel pretty confident that's going to have a pretty fun future ahead of it. And yeah, maybe this might have a bit of a funny time considering this literally just appeared after it. But I do feel like that will work out quite nicely regardless. I'm not going to be worried about the purchase I made. And I'm having to figure out now how much funds am I going to need to get to be able to buy a bunch of these. Oh. So, all right. You're looking to be the most reliable option. But what else? And now I'm going to talk about North Star Tier 3. Again, please consider watching my rust rotation video. Look at the chapters. You will see that I do a nice little mix and match and comparison with whiteout. Basically, at the end of the day, how much is whiteout tier 3? You'll find out that the chest plate and the face mask, they add up to just over $32. And I don't think many people can afford that. But what they probably could afford is $4, because both of these pieces here, $2 each. All right. It is shiny. It's not super insanely it kind of is. I mean, it's also got a bit of a blue shade to it. When you see it for yourself, you'll see it. But from a distance, you don't really notice it that much. Honestly, it looks like a perfectly fine option for a cheap whiteout tier 3 set. You're not going to save a ridiculous amount of funds, but you do save quite a lot. You're going to save almost $30 in total, which is pretty good. A lot of people have been eyeing this. They've been talking non-stop about how useful it is. Like, honestly, it's even cheaper than Thunder Gold. We'll see how long that lasts. But the next thing we have to quickly get in your head. What about the possibility of collection continuations? You have to wait another year. It's a Christmas skin. You got to wait till next year. Tier 2, hoodie and pants. I look forward to it. But you got to wait. Uh-oh. But you know what? It probably wouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's remember Temple Tier 3. How's that currently holding up? And you might notice, oh, that's still doing okay. I'm still expecting it to do better. But basically, as time goes on, considering its price, I can't help but assume that will slowly, gradually go up in price quite nicely. Now we get a nice white option as well. Not everybody can afford whiteout, Forest Raiders, Desert Raiders, but they can afford the budget options. Like, let me just go show you this tweet. Someone was saying something. I put this out. Whiteout is much better. Nah, really? Well, go spend $200 then. Not everyone can just sit there and do that, can they? So you're not wrong, but at the end of the day, just with these nice quick comparisons, you notice it's not too bad. But there's also the question of, oh, hang on a minute. Tier 3 in the snow? Just drink some tea. Yeah, if we got tier 2 hoodie and pants, it probably would have been a whole lot more significant. That's true. But with what we have here, and with all the support and all the words being said, I do think that's got a pretty decent future ahead of it. Is it ever going to crash and burn? I don't think so. It's got a lot of interest. The sales are going, they're doing very well at the moment. Oh, yes, they are. But, like, could it still sell a little bit too much? You never know. There could always be one person who's bought thousands. And then, of course, dump them on the Steam market. I'm talking about flashbacks. If you know, you know. Oh, that hoodie. So we'll see how it goes. Again, maybe it's better off we do the abnormal barders first. It might be the more safer option. So, all right, cool. The next thing I want to talk about, Starry Santa Sleigh small box. Now, you might not instantly notice it. Why do I have pretty high hopes for this? Do you remember a certain small box called the work crate? Oh. So you notice with the transparency, yep, here we go. Work crate is now selling for about $4. As we reach and go through January time, I kind of wouldn't be surprised if it rises up higher. Getting a little bit pricey, but if you know how people have been using this, you'll now realise that, hang on a minute, oh, yeah, you can do the same thing with this. You can hide it in rocks. Whilst it's technically still sticking out, you can hide it because the top portion of it is mostly transparent. Work crate is more transparent. It's definitely a much better fit, but again, this is cheaper. I do believe a lot of people might see usefulness with that, but also it's an awesome looking small box. The transparency, it's amazing. But could it still drop down in price? I mean, we'll see. But I wouldn't mind picking up a bunch of them around March and April time. And I can't help but assume they'll be rising up in price ever so nicely in anticipation for next Christmas. You can basically say that with pretty much most of these things, but I really do feel like a lot of people will be appreciating that. You could put that on a shelf in your base, just make it all nice and extra Christmassy. Like, lots of people can be making some very fun looking bases this Christmas. That's an awesome addition. Props to Zinc. But will people truly appreciate it like people have appreciated this? And of course, in my rust rotation video, look for the chapter. I do showcase both of them and hiding it in a rock. All right, so you can go give that a good look. We'll see how it goes. It's also abnormal, but let's be real here. Small boxes this year, they haven't been super fine. Yeah, I mean, you're special. You got a lot of transparency, but, you know, will you be respected as much as this? We'll keep an eye out. And also, we've got to keep an eye on the sales. So looking at all the other skins, I've got to be very honest with you. This is the point of, yeah, I honestly would not be surprised if all these other skins are going to go below the Rustore price. Santa Bearskin Rug, it's selling a lot. It's got a lot of interest, and I do believe that I'll be reaching over 30,000 subscribers. But with the example we just showed off, like quite literally earlier in this video, showcasing the Gingerbread Bearskin Rug, that's going to go down in price. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down to about half its price, maybe even less. With anticipation for next year's Christmas, of course, that's going to rise back up in price. Although, we now have 2 Christmas bearskin rugs, which might be a bit of a problem. So, for the past 2 years, you've been doing fine, but only in specific instances around Christmas time. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Again, if it only goes up by like an extra 25%, that'll be fine. If it goes from 75 cents to like $2, who's going to complain about that? All right. But I do believe that will be going below its Rustore price. Also, that's not abnormal, which that would be a bit of a concern. So we'll have to talk about it next Wednesday. We'll keep an eye on the sales, but it is expected to drop off. So be prepared for such a thing. Now, looking at all the other skins here, I've got to be honest with you, it's it's not the best. So I'm going to talk about everything like bunched up. Now, honestly, the clothing is pretty cool. So I'm going to talk about both the tactical gloves and the snow jacket. Gingerbread tactical gloves. I was expecting the Mr. Gingerbread collection to actually get the acceptance. See for yourself. We were hoping to see the boots and the gloves. Again, those are tack gloves. In the past, we've had tier 3, tier 2, hoodie and pants. We were itching, praying, hoping. But you know what? Maybe not this week, maybe next week. The point I'm trying to get across is we are expecting more tactical glove skins to be accepted. But it's not just next week, it's also January 4th wipe. For January 1st, 2026 and onwards, we are expecting a lot more tactical gloves to be accepted. I'm pretty sure Face Puncher are anticipating a lot of people turning up. They've got to put out some pretty interesting, tasty skins. Training collection, Arctic Protection, No Mercy, you got white out here. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they consider it. Like, how often are you actually skinning your tactical gloves now? They could add that, print tons of money, and chances are it really wouldn't change that much. Oh, look, my hands are now white. I blend in the snow with my hands, yeah. That'd be $3, please. Anyway, so we are anticipating a lot more tactical gloves, and, well, you know, look at the beds. In such a short amount of time, we've seen a ridiculous amount of beds. It's even picked up pace, like in regards to the handmade NMGs. Initially, it was quite slow, and now suddenly, a bunch of Twitch drops. Last week, we get 2 handmade NMGs, and now we also get another Christmas handmade NMG. And wouldn't surprise me if we see another one next week, and then in January, even more. With all these brand new Skinnables, we keep seeing more and more and more, more. Yeah, we're going to see issues. And with that being a Christmas themed skin, I can't help but assume the worst. If it was the gingerbread set, well, that might have been a little bit different, but because you're independent and all by yourself, I'm concerned for you. So, again, that'll be a barter. And Christmas snow jacket, well, another snow jacket's accepted. Last week we had the training snow jacket. It sold a respectable amount that matched up nicely with the rest of its set. This is a Santa Christmassy themed design. I can't help but assume it will be dropping off. Like, the best thing I can compare to is the Santa regular jacket, not snow jacket, regular jacket. That came out quite some time back, like 2 years ago. Why did that not appear? Is it like Santa's coat? Oh, Santa's coat, there you go. So right now, this is sitting here at $1.30. Initially, with its first year, it didn't even go up that much. There you go. So it drops off pretty quickly. Went all the way down to about 30 to 40 cents USD. But then, in anticipation to the next Christmas, rises. It only got up to about 80 to 90 cents. Drops off. And over the course of 2025, rises. Now it's over $1.30. I can't help but assume the exact same behaviour will be seen with our brand new snow jacket. Although, that did about 30,000 subscribers, if I can recall. But jackets do get used a whole lot more, don't they? True. So, in short, basically, I'm not expecting this to sell that much. But I can't help but assume it's going to probably still drop off. In anticipation to next Christmas. But here's the thing. We're expecting even more snow jackets. So if I could just quickly switch over to here. If I could look at the recent snow jacket submissions, you'll see for yourself that we have like an elf jacket, another Santa themed jacket. Like, yeah, I'm surprised that one wasn't the one that was picked, but it could still be picked next week. But I kind of lean towards I wouldn't be surprised if that one's the one that's picked. They probably would. They don't want to have two Santa snow jackets, do they? We'll see. So yeah, keep an eye out. More snow jackets are expected, but are we still going to see snow jackets being accepted like in January, February, March, and April? I mean, we don't know. So keep an eye out. But did we see any more minor hats being accepted? That's a good example. No, we didn't. So all right, well, keep an eye on it. But at $2, it's going to drop down. It is. But in anticipation to next Christmas, oh, we'll see. All right. So the clothing. There's also the possibility that next year we see collection continuations, but you've got to wait a year, so it's not like the best. So, okay. With all the other deplorables, I've got to be honest with you, like these are a perfect example that they're going to go down in price. Yes, they are. They will be. Hey, it's nice to see another bed. Hey, it's another gingerbread though, another gingerbread bed. I lost my tongue. We have tons of gingerbread deplorables for Christmas, and that's a lovely addition, but it is going to go down in price. All right, it's inevitable. And with all the bedskins that have been accepted, and with many more to appear, yeah, you're going to get lost in the shuffle, 100%. And if I could just quickly look at the other beds that have been accepted as of recent, we showed it a second ago. We'll look at it again. Yeah, that's only the course of like 3 months. How many are we going to see being accepted in 2026? I don't want to find out. But anyway, there's a problem there. You're a wooden door. Wooden doors, I mean, by default, they're not very nice investments. Looks nice, though. With all due respect, it's a very lovely-looking Christmas-themed skin. But, yeah. Naughty list rug. You're funny. You're silly. But with the current situation, a lot of people aren't very happy with the cheating situation, and I don't think they're going to look at that in a positive manner. Sorry, Stabby, but it is the truth. But, hey, when the next massive ban wave happens, maybe a lot of people would appreciate it. It's a silly Alistair-themed skin, but not having the highest of hopes. Also, great example to showcase. Look at last year's Christmas skin, the Gingerbread Man rug. Look at sales history, and you'll see. Well, there you go. Inevitably, it goes down, and then slowly it rises up for next Christmas. So, what do you expect? There you go. And now, to our surprise, we've got a very special deplorable all the way down over to here. Not selling that much, but there's probably a very good reason for it. Have you ever used a water purifier on Rust? Oh, there you go. I guess it's not too hard to get water now. But it is a fun, silly, goofy, little decoration for your Christmas base. But what about all the other days in the year? Oh. I won't be surprised if this drops down to around and less than 50 cents. It really wouldn't surprise me. Like, let's just quickly look at the previous water purifiers. And you'll see for yourself, oh wow. That is only sitting there at 75 cents. If you don't use it, where's the justification to own skins? But for you, perhaps you might rise up a little bit. But I'm very likely just going to do like a 50-cent buy order. It's a fun, goofy design. I honestly like it. It's redundant. And that's the problem. So, yeah, sorry to say, but I don't think you'll be getting that much love. Let's be realistic. And then we have all the weapons. So, honestly, M249s, let's make it nice and quick. Are you being appreciated? No, they're not appreciated. Also, great example, Holiday Spirit LMG, a previous Christmas M249 skin. It's sitting here at less than $1, and it's been like this for the past few years. So, 92 cents. And then you look over to here, you'll see, oh wow, it's like barely changed. It's barely gone over $1, like ever. So, yeah, that doesn't look very reliable. Nope. So, I'm sorry to say, but I can't help but assume the same thing's going to happen here. Evil Snowman is an interesting looking collection. It's got some interesting looking skins, but that M249, I don't have the highest of hopes. Scroll. Tools. So, just take a look at all the hatchet skins as of recent. You're being manipulated again. Yeah, it's happening again. We also have a Christmas hatchet here. Let's just see how you've been behaving over the past few years. So right now, you're sitting there at about like $1.20. Scroll. Okay. So you can notice the points where it's Christmas. But the highest price it's ever been is like just over like $1.80. No, just about. Yeah, so yeah, the most of the year it's going to go down. So based on what I'm seeing here with our brand new Ginger Farmer tools, I'm expecting the same thing, to be honest with you. In general, Hatchets and pickaxes, they're just not appreciated. Let's go take a look at all of these. You're a bit of a surprise, but then, yeah, pretty much everything else, not really, not looking good. So, yeah, that'd be like a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. Maybe less. We'll talk more about that on Wednesday. And then we have the Elven-made handmade LMG. You're not selling that much, but I get the feeling not everybody here is aware that this has a transparent aim sight. Exactly like the blackout one. But I also get the feeling people just don't like the handmade LMG. Oh, sorry, but yeah, it kind of feels like it. The lack of sales, the lack of interest, yeah. I have noticed the blackout handmade LMG, unfortunately, dropping a bit. And I will say this, I do believe from here and now, we're going to start seeing more transparent aim sight handmade LMGs. I feel like it's inevitable. A twitch or kick drop will appear, and uh-oh. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. I don't think we're getting any kick drops or twitch drops for a while, though. After RUSTMAS, it doesn't look like anything's happening, so, alright, fair enough. But you, unfortunately, I think you're going to get lost in the shuffle as well. We'll see if it picks up, but the lack of sales is pretty daunting. So I do believe... Oh, and the satchel charge. Alright. When satchel charges were a lot more common, they weren't appreciated. It's a simple question of, are you going to want to skin something that you're going to chuck and watch it explode? Grenades, satchel charges, yeah. So yeah, these have gone up in price, but that was due to scarcity of well, a sheer lack of acceptances. When this appeared earlier this year, I pointed out my issues by Warriors, basically the exact same thing I'm saying here. That went down in price pretty badly, and look at it now. Oof. So if we saw satchel charges as like a common acceptance, they honestly would all be down pretty bad. Because that's exactly what we saw back in 2023. So, just giving you a warning. Yep, you've got a Christmas satchel right there. You can easily look at its history. Went down, went up. That's actually not been too bad. But then again, you look at these prices, you think, oh well, that's actually high up. No, this is like 70 cents here. That's not looking very good, is it? No. So yeah, now we've looked at all the skins. I mean, I didn't actually talk about the furnace, but it would basically be bunched up with the rest of the deployables. I don't have the highest of hopes, but next year, yeah. So sorry, I didn't talk too much about that, but it's basically patched in and with all the deployables. So yeah, low price March April time, perfect price next November, next December. Okay, so is there anything else that we need to address? Well, next week there will be another Christmas Rust store. What will be accepted? I have no idea. Could we see even more skins, as in more than today's Rust store? I'm not looking forward to yapping a lot more. But I wouldn't have my camera on everything. Next week I'm going to be a whole lot more relaxed, so I'm expecting a lot more skins. But also, how many skins are we going to see being accepted with the January 1st, 2026 Rust store? Is it going to drop off a bit, or is it going to be also absurd? We'll wait and see, haven't we? With everything that we've seen here, there were some very cool, interesting submissions, some very interesting collection continuations. I honestly thought we'd see Frozen Santa today. That's basically a white coffee can. But yeah, I was kind of surprised we didn't see a backpack. Kind of surprised we did not see a large box or anything. But hey, it is what it is. I'm sure we'll see them being accepted next week. I'll be brutally honest with you. I'll be straightforward with you. I am incredibly surprised that we didn't see an anime girl garage door. It's tragic, isn't it? Very tragic. But I'm sure next week. Just stay strong. Don't worry. We'll see her soon. So, yeah, okay. It is what it is. What do you think will be accepted next? I'll put the link to this in the description. You tell me what you desire most. Don't say the anime girl garage doors. Anyway, so cool. I should also point out, I've already addressed it. Yep, the RUSTMAS skins are currently out. I haven't managed to get all of them. I haven't managed to get all the Twitch drops, but I'm trying. And if you want to get a good look at all those skins before you actually get them, consider watching my Kick and Twitch RUSTMAS 2025 showcase. I've got all the chapters right there. You see that SAR? Yep. It's an interesting white SAR. I did some nice comparisons with the comic SAR, which costs about $15. And to be honest with you, that's a perfectly fine looking design with a very nice red aim sight. So I think a lot of people will appreciate getting a good look at that. In regards to what could we see with the next batch of, Christmas skins, consider watching my Rust Christmas 2025 workshop skin bingo. I asked my server, we've done some bingo. I looked at the skins that I mentioned more. I also looked at the skins that I got a lot more support in the workshop. And I showcased them. And yes, you see 2 anime girl skins right there, so we'll see, we'll see. I kind of would be surprised if we see 2 garage doors next week. We'll see. Right then, so, alright, that's cool. And now, I have one extra thing that I want to ask you. I uploaded this last week, and I still need more, I need more responses. I'll link this in the description as well, but basically, out of all the skins that are accepted between December 2024 to December 2025, so last year's Christmas skins up to this point, what would you consider to be the skin of the year? Now, well, what exactly constitutes as the skin of the year? It could be, you know, your most favourite artistic design, or it could be the skin that gives you an extra edge, you know, a bit of like an advantage, transparent aim sights and whatnot. Oh, okay, fair enough. Or it's just something you just happen to like for a goofy reason. You don't have to explain yourself. Just tell me 3 suggestions for what you consider to be the skin of the year. But there are some rules. You can't have a Twitch drop or a kick drop, and it can't be made by Face Punch themselves, right? And if you're going to sit there and say, oh, my favourite skin is the Night Demon coffee can and the vest and the kilt. No, don't do that. Just say Night Demon Tier 2 and give me 2 extra suggestions. So if you want to say like Temple Tier 3, for example, which has had quite a few suggestions already, I'd just say Temple Tier 3 and then 2 extra things, right? Don't say 2. Just say it as 1. So, right, cool. So the more the merrier, and I will be doing a special raffle. I'll be giving away some surgeon scrubs for free in the raffle. So why aren't you contributing, huh? You got no excuse now? So, all right, that's it. I think we're good. I've mentioned everything that needs to be mentioned. Again, consider watching the restoration video. It's all chaptered. You can see where I'm talking about doing some showcases and some comparisons. But for the first 40 minutes, it's me talking about potential investments, and then the remainder is actually showcasing the skins. Yeah, so, all right, that's it. That's right. Have fun, but remember, these Christmas skins are expected to drop off. Don't be surprised if it happens. And at the end of the day, if you'd much rather wait until March and April time, that's fine. I've done it before as well. So, long-term investments, yeah. Short-term, we'll see, all right? So, right. Thank you very much. Catch you later, and have a wonderful Christmas, or whatever you do. You know, just stay in, lay in, sleep. It's wonderful.